I think the first thing is there will be challenges, there will be obstacles. There's no question of that. Wherever you are in the world, you will be facing obstacles. But you have to have a strategy to address them. Sometimes, what I always tell people is put down your hopes and fears in your life. What are your hopes? What are your fears? Once you've written down the fears, you will, it makes you, it'll give you more control over them and you can come up with strategies. The second thing I always advise young people is look for mentors. Somebody has crossed this path before you. There's nothing, I mean, sometimes, you read a book and somebody else has written a book on the same subject and may have said the same thing. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And that's really what happened in my case. I always sought out mentors. The third thing I would advise young people is don't take no for an answer. If you do that, you're giving up your choices. The fourth thing I would advise young women is, you have to seek out in our structure, I mean, it may be different elsewhere, you have to seek out men who will support you. I can tell you from my own case, if I hadn't had the men in my life being positive about the choices that I made, my family being there for me, I wouldn't have been able to get as far as I did. And last but not least, I think I would tell young women to know their minds and be able to communicate it. Because unless you can communicate your vision, you'll never get it done. You'll never convince others that this is something you really want to achieve or this is something that you really believe in. So I would say those would be 5 things that I would give as a piece of advice as a starting point.